We all know that The Legend of Zelda is one of gaming's most iconic franchises ever since its conception in 1986. Popularised for its immersive storytelling, open-ended gameplay, memorable music and challenging puzzles, but it's not just with the general public that these games achieved the legend status. Because, you see, for decades, speedrunners have used their knowledge and experience to break the game in ways that casual players can't even comprehend. So, join me as we take a look at 3 Zelda games, all of which that can be beaten in under 5 minutes. Okay, so we know that they're 3 Zelda games that can be beaten under 5 minutes, but can you guess which games they are? I'll give you a clue. They're all playable on the Switch. Okay, so if you said Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening DX, and A Link to the Past, congratulations, you looked at the thumbnail. For context, all of these runs are done under the any % category, and that means that runners can use whichever means necessary to achieve their goal of beating the game. This includes using crazy game-breaking glitches to go out of bounds, skip parts of underwater gameplay, all to reach the goal as fast as possible. And before we start, I don't want to hear any complaints about how this ruins the fun of the game, or it doesn't count because they're using glitches. Other categories exist, with other rule sets and restrictions, so there's a speedrun for anyone. But today we're going to focus on going as fast as we can. So, here we go. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time any % world record, 3 minutes 47 seconds. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX any % world record, 4 minutes 32 seconds. And The Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past any % world record is only 1 minute and 28 seconds. Which honestly is just insane to think about. For the purposes of this video, we will be going over the 2 2D games on the list, starting with A Link's Awakening DX, one of the harder games listed. Oh, and you'll want to watch towards the end, because I guarantee by the time this video is done, you'll be able to beat a Zelda game in under 5 minutes. Okay, Link's Awakening DX, the second of 3 Link's Awakening games. You can also do similar tricks on Link's Awakening. It's kind of a crazy busted game where you can just warp everywhere. But we're going to jump into this. You can pick your file name. I'm going to choose Les, of course. You can pick Link if you want. It doesn't matter. And yeah, we're just going to jump right into this. So I have the 2 2D Zelda games we're going to be playing today. This one definitely is the more challenging of the 2. It does have some fun, crazy outbound glitches, as warp or glitch towards the end of the game. But once you get there, it's not so easy as just walking into a finish line. It's going to get pretty difficult. So unless you know what you're doing, it's going to be really tough. But first things first, we're going to talk to Mario, and we're going to get our shield. And if you played this game before, this first section is going to look very familiar. We're just going to head to the beach and get our sword back. And if you haven't played the game before, don't worry, this is pretty easy to follow. We're only going to be going to like 15 different screens this whole game, so it should be nice and easy for you to understand. We're going to try and dodge the Octo Rocks and fail to not take damage. And now when we get these spikes, we can just put up our shield and push them. You know, this is all very similar. I'm sure anyone who's played this game before has seen all this. Maybe you've played the remake, and this is very much what you do in the remake as well. You just come down here, talk to the owl, and get the sword. I'm just going to be skipping through, or mashing the buttons to try and get through this text as fast as possible. As soon as the text's finished, there's going to be a little cutscene of Link spinning his sword. Once that cutscene plays out, you can press Start Select AB. It's going to bring up the save menu, and we can save and quit the game. There we go, so I see save and quit. This is going to bring us back to the house. For some reason on the pause menu it always says we're on full health there. We're not, we did take half a heart of damage, but it's fine, we will get it back soon. And this area, even if you've not played the game, there's a good chance you recognise where we are. This is the salesman's shop, and you can steal from him, so I failed there. But what you can do is if you move up or around, he will change his facing direction, and you can steal the items. This is kind of like a pretty iconic meme, because as you enter the shop again, he will absolutely waste you. R.I.P. Link. But it's very important that we need to die there, because the next time we go to the shop, we won't have the spade, he'll have the bow and arrow. We absolutely need this in order to... Ooh, he spotted us then, he turned around as we exited. Crazy. You need the bow and arrow in order to beat the game. Okay, so the next most important part of the trick we're going to be doing is we just need to kill 2 enemies. We're going to head back down to the Octo Rocks that we fought briefly before, or that we passed briefly before. And we need to make sure we kill 2 of them. And the reason we do this is we're going to be doing a glitch where we can enter a loading zone from the wrong end. And depending on how many enemies you kill will depend on kind of where it takes you. It'll always take you into this crazy glitch world. Just like so. And the way we achieve this is you can kind of clip through walls. And like half of Link can go over the edge of walls and stuff. Okay, that guy did a terrible job of explaining what just happened. I'm just kidding, it's me. I'm just in different clothes. Okay, this game is kind of busted. It's super easy to clip into walls. If you played this game before, you've definitely done this. So effectively in Link's Awakening, Link can clip inside of walls really easily. Instead of walking directly into the wall, if you walk adjacent, you can see how Link's hitbox slowly goes inside the wall. So as soon as we clip into the doghouse, all we have to do is walk into the corner, Link's hitbox will touch the loading zone, and you'll glitch into the corrupt world. Yeah, it's kind of complicated, but it's super easy. If you'd like to get out of bounds, then all you have to do is follow this path we're going to be taking. Okay, this next bit, super easy. I probably did a terrible job explaining it. So all you got to do, line Link's shield up with the edge of the screen here. Super easy. When you walk forward, you should be able to see all of the shield in the animation. Just hold straight up, you'll get to where you need to go. So you want to be going down, up, right, up. Okay, this bit's kind of tricky, so I'll do my best to explain. All you gotta do, as soon as you cross this wall here, you gotta hold up right, then Link will teleport. You want to hold down left, hold it, and Link will keep teleporting, go to the top of the screen. As soon as you've done that, you're through this section, just hold up, you'll get to where you need to go. And just like that, sorry, I went that really fast. In editing, in post, we will talk about what actually happened there. So right here, we're going to be doing this, basically we're at the final boss. We're going to be doing this setup where we kind of line Link's butt up with the texture. You see his texture underneath us, and we hold the sword, and that's going to let us do the first phase of the boss fight without actually having to do anything. All right, I get it. This game goes too fast for me to explain as we go. So here we go, we've got another interjection. How you want to line up? Go to this wall here. Do not perform the clip. You want to be in line with the wall, not clipped into the wall. If you're clipped into the wall, it will not work. Line up with the wall, facing left. And then, whilst facing left, hold the sword, charge your attack, walk backwards until you get to here, and there you go. You're in the perfect spot. Next up is the classic Phantom Ganon fight. Well, it's not really Phantom Ganon, but, you know, the classic tennis ball fight that you know in lots of Zelda games. We're essentially just going to try and time a spin attack to hit whenever the ball is released. You can do it on every side. I don't like to do them when he's at the bottom of the screen. I don't know why, I don't know if the timing is different or what, but whenever he's at the bottom of the screen, I mess up and I get hit. It's really important here that we take as little damage as possible, because as the fight progresses, it's going to get really hard. As I said before, this can be done on Nintendo Switch, so I completely urge you to learn this with save states, because it is really tricky. Okay, so this is the last little tricky setup. All you got to do, line up with the fin here. Once you're there, face forward, going up, hold the charge attack. As soon as that monster spawns, you will start swinging. When you do, you'll do that in one cycle. Nice and easy. Probably the easiest thing to do in the whole run. But as always, make sure you're doing lots of save states until you know exactly what you're doing. Next up, we set up a pretty much insta-kill by going to a specific point on the floor. And you can constantly hit that enemy and keep them stun locked. So this is, I guess, the Phantom Ganon. Probably the most annoying part of the fight. If you're pretty good, you can get through here without taking any damage. It's really easy to get hit by like a stray bat or by Ganon's movement. There we go, see, I'm terrible. But as long as we don't take too much damage here, it should be fine. You can do this really fast if you can get like 3 cycles with your spin attack before he gets the bats out. But it is much more tricky to do, and you're much more likely to take damage. I like to go for 2. It takes a bit longer, but like I said, I want to mitigate damage taken. Oh my gosh, and I'm not really that good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this next bit, you're going to get your bow out, because there's going to be an eyeball spawning. The best way to kill the eyeball is just one shot with a bow. You can spin attack it, but it's just easier to get with the bow. And now you have the real tricky part. So the trick with this boss is you want to walk up to it to push it towards the top of the screen. And then when its eyeball comes out, you want to shoot it 3 times with arrows. This is probably the worst part of the boss. It can be kind of RNG dependent. Sometimes you get a good cycle where the eye opens a lot, like right now, this is going pretty well. Sometimes the eye just never opens. Wow, this is going really well. But this is why we want to maximize our hearts, because... Ooh, okay. If you hit the eye head on, it does half a heart. If its arms hit you, it does a full heart damage. So it's really easy to get absolutely wiped out there. But wow, okay. That was really fast. I might have to go back in post and pause this to explain some of the tricks. That's kind of crazy. I didn't expect it to be that fast. But wow, okay. That's Link's Awakening. It's super easy, super fast. It's not super easy. I take that back. That's Link's Awakening. It's really challenging, but can be a super fast little speedrun. Super fun to do. I had tons of fun practicing trying to learn the route and just learning to do the boss like that. Super, super rewarding. It's not like one of these games where you can just glitch towards the end. It is a real challenge, but it's really good and I urge you to try. But don't worry, if that sounds too difficult for you, this next game, I guarantee anyone can learn in a matter of minutes. So let's hop on over to A Link to the Past. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Okay, so as I promised you, I guarantee that you will be able to complete a Legend of Zelda game in less than 5 minutes by the end of this video. If you couldn't do A Link's Awakening, you will be able to do A Link to the Past. Because unlike Link's Awakening, which is really challenging, although really fun, this game is kind of busted, and we can do one really easy exploit and glitch in order to get ourselves straight to the end of the game. So, just like in A Link's Awakening, we're going to try and mash through as much text as possible, and hopefully we'll get control of Link pretty soon. So as soon as this guy leaves, we're going to get control of Link, and then we can start making our way to, well, the end of the game, I guess. So you've played A Link to the Past before, this will be super familiar. What you have to do is you have to leave your house and go to Hyrule Castle, because you need to save Zelda. She's trapped in the dungeon. We're not going to do that. Well, we're going to make our way to Hyrule Castle. We're not going to save Zelda. I think she'll be fine. But we're basically just going to be following the intended route here. Going to the underground and talk to the old man again. And get ourselves a sword and shield. You absolutely can do this game without ever swinging the sword as well. You can. I'm going to swing the sword just as fast as cut bushes down. You absolutely will never need to swing the sword during this run. So you could also count this as a, can you beat A Link to the Past without ever using a sword? Well, yes, and I'm going to show you how. It's really easy. So we're going to make our way into the castle. We're going to head straight up and go up the stairs. This should be in the middle here. Then we're going to jump off this ledge. As we jump off the ledge, we're going to press select. I'm going to save and quit as we're in midair. This is going to put us in a glitched state. So we load back in. We need to make sure not to get hit by any guards as we re-enter the castle. So the safest way to do this, you can pick up this bush here and just carry it. Obviously there are guards outside the front door who will aggro you. If you just throw the bush, you can get them away before they get close enough to do any damage. So although he wasn't aggroing me, I thought I'd just push him away because you do slow down as you climb those stairs. Now we're going to head up to this left side stairs and go through this door. And there's going to be an enemy on the left. We're going to let him walk down a bit, and then we're going to walk into him to take damage. And as we take damage, you can see we just disappear. So essentially we've just glitched out of bounds. And that's it, we've pretty much beaten the game. All we need to do is go forwards across this platform. We're going to go right across this one. Then forwards again. And I swear to God, all we're doing now is we're going to hold forwards and we will beat the game. We don't have to do anything. That is it. That is how easy this game is to break. Not quite as fun as Link Awakening DX, which is definitely a challenge. It is really fun to learn. But this is a really cool trick. If you were, I don't know, at your friend's house and you want to say, hey, you want to see me beat Zelda in less than 5 minutes? You absolutely can. And just like that, as promised, you can now beat a Legend of Zelda game in under 5 minutes. So we're still holding forwards. We've not stopped holding forwards. There we go. And it was that easy. And there you have it. That is how you beat two 2D Zelda games in under 5 minutes. As promised, you're now able to beat a 2D Zelda game in under 5 minutes by the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below how you got on with Link's Awakening DX. It's such a fun game. A Link to the Past, although not very challenging, is a great trick to pull out if you're at a friend's house and you want to show off. Hit like, comment, subscribe if you've learned something today, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye.